Puma is showing just how good he is under these pressure-filled situations.
He absolutely
Puma just outplayed Hero by like 5 times.
Yeah.
Every move was beautiful. He never flinched. He did great flanks. Everything about his play was very nice. At that one moment where the Colossus was attacking the front, Puma could have died if he had not had the presence of mind to walk around with a group of Marauders.
You know, it's so funny because it looked like most of the game was Hero setting up a giant trap, and in fact, at the last second we found out it was Puma that had his cards all along. We're going to go ahead and hand it over to our wonderful co-casters of the semifinals. Take it away, guys. Tell us your thoughts on that and what they could have done better.
Thanks so much, Tastosis. That was an incredibly aggressive game by Puma, seizing control right from the get-go. I thought that was absolutely brilliant, getting the 4 barracks with no add-ons, just the usual Marine defense, and then suddenly sprinting to those 4 tech labs, getting so many Marauders. Definitely caught Hero a bit off guard.
Dude, I was really scared because when that doesn't work that well, and we actually saw Hero tech up so fast to Colossus, and then when he went out, I'm like, oh no, Puma, you're in trouble, man. But like Artosis said so wisely, that runaround with Marauder sniping the Colossus so fast just completely changed the game around.
It was a beautiful flanking maneuver. That's exactly what it was. It was fantastic positioning and great game sense to realize that, well, this has got to be supported by the pylon somewhere. Let's flank around the side and, of course, use Metalopolis to our advantage, where the goal base is with the high ground, to come around and crush it from both sides. It was really elegant.
Yeah, excellent control there by Puma. Of course, that's what he's known for. He's not going to be up 1-0 in the series, and that means what could he be doing next?
Well, the one thing that's interesting about a best-of-7 series is that you don't actually need to do a primary strategy in-game. You can honestly mess around a little bit and all-in an orthodox strat because there are up to 7 games total that will be played. You have plenty of opportunities to step back in there. But what most excited me is that Puma did not do something cheesy. He did not do something that was gimmicky. He just surprised Hero with a style that had that unusual timing. I mean, ordinarily, if you see that many Marines early on, you think, well, I guess he's going to be doing a very early Marine push or getting a really late medevacs. But it seemed like Puma just wiggled in between and popped up with a lot of Marauders at an unexpected time.
Yeah, you've got to give Hero credit, though, for actually holding initially when that push came. And it was looking incredibly dicey for him, losing the sentry up on the top right there. Missed force fields as well. I think you're pointing out the force field always falling off the side of the cliff. Very unfortunate situation for any force field. But the defense was really solid. The Colossus comes out at the perfect time. And surprise Colossus, well, there's not a lot you can do about that.
Yeah, you know, Hero's build was kind of unique in and of itself. It's like 2-gate, Robo, straight up to Colossus. That is like the fastest Colossus tech you could get ever.
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of hard to rely on that much. I mean, you saw Hero almost needing to do that Colossus push at the start of the game. I don't actually think he wanted to do it that much, but it's one of those components of the build where it ends up sort of fleshing out like that, because if you devote that many resources to Colossus early on, you can't just sit passively. You can't just wait. And with that, it sounds like Tastosis. It's time for game number 2.
Oh, it is. Thank you, guys. The map is going to be Daybreak. Puma is up 1-0. Does anyone here think that maybe Hero can win this game?
Well, we will find out soon as the countdown has started. I can only imagine how stressful that game was for Hero, because actually Puma played so damn well.
He played perfectly, man.
Yeah, he actually read into the sophisticated strategy that Hero had concocted and countered it about as well as you possibly could. So over here in the upper right, our Terran player up 1 game from the team Evil Geniuses. Make some noise for Puma. In the only other starting location on the map, Daybreak, in the bottom left from the Team Liquid, you can check out their site at teamliquid.net. I'm sure most of you are familiar with it. Give it up for Hero.
Well, the map is Daybreak, so if Hero's going to win a game, he has to do it here. He has to do it now. This is definitely a map Protosses feel more comfortable on against Terran than probably any other.
Yeah, absolutely. Now, we're going to have a little bit of downtime for a little bit as they have to make their workers get their depots or pylons up. So I want to know how many of you guys out there are familiar with the GSL at GolmTV.net? Well, in case you aren't and you feel a little bit weirded out by why everybody was cheering, please feel free to check out the show that Artosis and I host in Seoul, Korea, the GSL at GolmTV.net. That's GOMTV.net, where we host the most competitive esports show in the world with StarCraft 2. Now back to this game. Note that Hero is not making any structures, which can only mean one thing: a fast expansion.
Yeah, he's going to be going for a Nexus first build, and Puma has not scouted yet, so should not be able to put too much pressure on here. Puma looks like he's also planning for a fast expand, just a bit slower than Hero.
You know, one interesting thing about Puma is his willingness to not scout sometimes. And I don't know if that weirds me out because I was one of those players that always scouted when I was a professional gamer, or if it's because we just see so many other players adopt the pattern of scouting early no matter what, that to see Puma scout a little bit later is interesting. Maybe he just assumes that no matter what, he'll probably go Nexus first.
You know, it might be. This is just a map where rushes really don't work. Even Puma 1-1-1ing won't kill most Protosses on this map, and he's pretty much the best at that. We do see the probe going by, the Marine already outside, and will trap it. Probe trying to get revenge, never going to happen.
So, in fact, not too much of a difference here in approaches to this map, in this matchup. One player goes fast command center, the other one with a fast Nexus. There will be a little bit of a lull here as we kind of wait and see how this is going to develop. Now, making a quick Nexus or quick command center still means they both have a lot of options. That's not the end of the build. In fact, that's the very beginning.
Well, you know, Puma may go again for a fourth barracks, perhaps even a fifth, but the fact that he's making two right this second makes me think that he's going to go double gas with it, which, well, there you go, double gas. It is a very normal tech route for Puma here. Hero, on the other hand, has to decide, do I play a little bit safer and get a couple gates up, or do I tech up a little bit more, maybe a quick robo for an observer?
So the probe is going to move up over in this way. This entrance oftentimes not as guarded, but then again, Puma is ready for everything. Will this probe get by? If it gets by, that'll be valuable information that he can use in this game.
Oh.
He sees it.
Very quick probe there. Puma barely not stopping it in time. So here is going to feel a lot safer at this moment. And in fact, back at home, he's adding 3 gates. It looks like a Nexus first into 4-gate build.
Now, sometimes 4-gating can be an indicator that he just wants to break through the entrance. Other times we see players get robo or, well, there's just so many different ways you can play a fast expand game. Now he's going to send the Stalkers out because he wants to take control of the map. And as you can see, Puma's hitting SCV. Is he going to get in here and get any intel? I highly doubt it. The Stalker's pretty quick. And goodbye, SCV.
Well, right now, Puma is rallying out into the middle, even killing off these rocks. It looks like he's going to want to try to perhaps hit a timing push, but against 4-gate when he's going 3 barracks, this is not going to be a greatly effective thing. He's really going to need to tech up into medevacs, and until then, he's going to be in danger of being killed off by the 4 gates.
Now note, 1 pylon down here, a second one over here. Hero, is up to something. He is going to try to send a bunch of units into the middle of the map, and there's no bunkers here. So Hero could have a huge edge coming into this game, but then again, Puma was very good with his infantry control, despite how good Hero was with his. Puma's was better, and it was one of the primary factors for the win in that previous game. And you know what's actually almost funny about this? He's letting Puma destroy down the rocks for him.
And he's going to chase his army back and then warping units possibly behind. He does has a proxy pylon. So if Puma starts to run, yes, in fact, he is warping units behind, but Puma going for it. Hero did not expect that, losing that sentry down, and now will have to micro back, targeting down that Marauder because he doesn't want to be slowed.
Now there's more units rallying over here. He begins to retreat, but we have an interception here. Sentries and Zealots. Stalker still on the way. Force field at the ramp. Warping more Zealots in here.
Being pulled right now, more Zealots being brought in, the SCVs being brought down. This is a very important moment in this game. The Stalkers are coming up, but the force field, it does wear down, and it looks like he will walk up the ramp, but that's okay because Hero has done a ton of damage here.
He's going up into the entrance. Hero is trying to breach this depot. Is he going to get it? Is he going to get it?
Oh, wow. Lots of great targeting going down, but cannot destroy that depot. Does kill off a few SCVs. He's killed 8 SCVs at this point. So pretty decent economical damage.
I think now he realizes, oh, there's a free depot over here. He'll go ahead and take care of that. He may try to push in through the front door again over here. Obviously, the Terran has to use the SCVs to repair this, but that means it's a free shot here for Hero to shoot down SCVs with ease. Puma in a nightmarish situation, almost no way to recover from this. But then again, this is Puma we're talking about, so anything is possible. He may use the sentries to try to force field this area over here.
Oh, trapping 2 Marauders. Beautiful force fields by Hero, just picking off anything and everything he can right now, increasing his lead, and back at home, he's making 2 forges. The perfect choice right now.
2 forges on the way, an additional Nexus as well. And I guess the real question here for Hero is how long does he stay here? This Zealot actually here to take a peek. And look at this, just going to try to get this depot over here.
He's got to be careful though, force fields can occur. Oh, almost trying to catch some more Marauders. In fact, if he keeps catching them, he may be able to kill. And look at this, he's actually finally going to get that depot down. A Marauder as well. Puma, very low in units right now. In fact, 74 supply to 50. That's a huge lead for Hero as he takes his 3rd base.
Okay, so we're still sitting here waiting. He's so good at killing Terran, he kills the neutral depot. And now he's going to try to edge up here and just get this other depot. Again, a nightmare for Puma. He walled in early to be safe, but now the walling is exactly what's making it dangerous for him.
Oh my God, look at these force fields just catching units left and right. They have no way to retreat. Their friends can't help them in the battle. It's a very lonely and sad place to be.
All right, we have the Tech Lab with Combat Shield being upgraded. It could be shot down, or the depot in this case. Again, 54 supply here to the 85. Of our leader, Hero. So this is getting pretty ugly. 3 bases to 1. That is a tough situation. Now, also note, some of you might be thinking, well, why doesn't he just pick up and drop? And maybe he will. That means that then Hero can actually enter the main base and just kill him.
Well, Puma shows his stim and his medevac, so as we see, Hero going to go ahead, force field that ramp, and get out of there. That is when these little attacks really do wear thin. When they have medevacs and stim, they can suddenly kill off your whole army in mere seconds. And Hero going home right now is the exact perfect choice once again. He's got a huge probe lead. He's got 3 bases to the 1 of Puma. Great upgrades. Absolutely everything is going his way. All he has to do is defend, defend, defend.
Right now, I'm sure Puma probably feeling like he's the kid who checked for the monster under the bed. Coming out now and seeing that there's nobody here. And of course, that's part of Hero's plan. He leaves. He doesn't need to contain him anymore. He doesn't need to control his units. He just goes back and makes stuff, makes anything Protoss related, upgrades his army, techs up more, and again, just produces stronger units because in a little bit here, Hero's going to be unstoppable. And this is actually in a very kind of weird way, a safe way to play for Hero is to just back off, focus on his base. Puma is so far behind. Puma has been knocked back to the Jurassic period. And he has to try to come back and get back into this game. In the meanwhile, Hero is setting up for a kill move.
Yeah, the kill move actually, though, this game is going to be defense because Puma is setting up for an all-in. He's got +1. He's popping out a couple
that's true,
ghosts,
yeah.
And he realizes, I am actually too far behind to go into any sort of macro game. So we're going to see him with nonstop aggression from here on out. There are the ghosts, and they're getting ready, saluting Tasteless before their walk out.
So we have the Marines and the Marauders moving out here. We have a good amount of sentries. And the forges, their upgrades are great. Note he leaves a few zealots here. In case a medevac drop occurs, they can buy time. And he's going to see this attack coming. Even the factory coming in here just in case the AI decides to attack the factory instead of the attacking units. Let's see. Oh my God, he's brought all the SCVs. This is about as all in as you can get. There's no turning back now. The game will end probably within under a minute. Probably a minute, 30 seconds. He tears down the rocks. I have to say, Puma's done a fairly good job.
Huge force field. So many SCVs trapped on the inside, allowing him to kill those SCVs. A huge blunder. And in fact, keeping all of the sentries out of EMP range. A great move indeed. Saving his High Templars for feedbacks, and bam, down go the ghosts. Here we go. This is Puma's last chance.
And I think we know how this game should end. The Terran army is strong and it's Puma after all, but Hero will not go home with a loss, is what he's saying.
Oh, just huge force fields all over the place. More units being warped in. 2-2 upgrades against the mere 1-0 of Puma. And Hero looking like he is going to take this game very simply. What great play, and GG.